Living in the woods is like a day-by-day situation. You don't plan tomorrow because you don't know what tomorrow's going to give you. Somebody might come into camp that night and kill you. When I used to commercial fish in Crescent City, I was married and had 2 kids. I was on my big boat getting it ready for crab season about 10:30 at night on the 23rd of November, 1979. Well, I was putting the lights up on the top of my mast and getting them ready to go out. I seen a big explosion up along the beach area up there. And about an hour and a half later, a cop friend of mine come down there and told me that my wife and kids were killed by a drunk driver trying to outrun them. And he said it was just right up there, and I feel that realized that the explosion was them, actually. That's a part of my life that I don't like really talking about, really. So, because once I seen that and realized what it was kind of like the downhill track of everything from that point to today. Had a few good jobs, and then they wouldn't last very long, and then I'd have to be out on the street. So that was about basically the way it was for me since about 81 when I first come here.
Money ran out, so I was just basically working at IHOP. Like, I had nothing, and it felt bad for me because I'm her mother, and, I can provide for my child. Me and my daughter, we moved here from Mississippi. I was in the Army for a year and a half. I had a plan. I said, when I get here, we're going to get an apartment. I'm going to be working. Everything's going to be good. Because, my daughter, she just turned 14, and she's a teenager, me and her, single mother. I didn't know what we was going to do. I literally didn't know what I was going to do. And the hotel room we was at is not very safe, so I worked up the street from there, so I would try to meet her there to make sure she gets in the room properly, or she'll come to work with me. So it's real difficult, trying to make sure your daughter's safe, in an environment that you don't know. I just love my daughter, so... I feel like me not being responsible with things I should have been responsible for, she wouldn't have went through not being able to eat. I would never, ever, ever put her in a situation like that again, that she'll be hungry. All that humbled me, I would never do that again. So that's my humbling experience, and I know it's people out there that's just like me, that, don't have a thing, nothing.
When I got here, everything just fell apart. I didn't have no work. I didn't have nowhere to stay. I didn't know nobody. I didn't know where to go to work, how to get work, none of that. I was just out here, just like a bird flying around. Being a single dad, well, at first it was kind of struggling, but after I started going through it, it got easier by the day. I just hit that it was just a learning process.
This is true of all homeless people, but it's particularly true of homeless families with children. It's never one thing. It's never I lost my job and so I'm homeless. That family's got a whole bunch of issues, and there is no single agency that can address all of those. And so what we do in coordinated case management is bring all those agencies together so that they function almost as if they're one great big agency with dozens of different services. And that's the value of the Westtown Resource Center, and it's the value in particular of coordinated case management.
The Homeless Alliance mission is to rally the community to end homelessness, and we try to facilitate getting the other homeless service providers to work together to create more of a system of care.
They found me the house. They were telling me about the classes I had to join and go through and to keep the house. Made me want to push a little harder. I see him. I know what I have to do. So after I do it all, at the end of the day, I see him smile and compliment, me, give me a hug or whatever. I know it's done at the end of the day.
My tent that I used to have was just, you had to crawl in it on your hands and knees. Here in the apartment, I can walk wherever I want upright. And I got my own way of cooking, I eat what I want to eat. I got a little TV there I watch. And I got my own little bed instead of on the ground, so. Oh yeah, you ain't gonna get me out of there. Yeah, that's gonna be my final resting place. I'm thinking I'm gonna just be there.
It's so seldom the sort of stereotype we have in our minds of what a homeless person looks like on the street corner flying a sign. And 80% of Oklahoma City's homeless population is indistinguishable from you and me if you passed them on the street. For a community to step up to homelessness, you have to recognize that homelessness isn't a thing in and of itself. It is a symptom of a host of social ills.
She was like heartfelt. She was like, no, man, we're going to get you in something soon. So literally, like the next 2 days, I was in an apartment. I had my lights on. Everything was paid for. Me and my daughter, we was all situated, settled in. And she's in a new school. She adjusted perfectly, and she has lots of friends. And she just loves it. She loves it here. And now I got a job at 7-Eleven through Homeless Alliance. I'm a full-time student at OCCC. I'm going to school for social work to help veterans as well. If I didn't go through that, just experiencing that, the struggle that I went through, I would never be here today to tell you I want to help other people, So that's my destiny, and that's what I think. Homeless Alliance is not just an organization that help you, just help you get into something. They're actually like a family.